All right, so the question we're going to talk about right now is the very first question on the test, which is what political debates may it look like if organized by argument scholars? And here we're going to look at this Zurevsky quote, which is, "What is missing from our political discourse is a rich and vibrant concept of argumentation, of public deliberation." And this is from Zurevsky in 1992. So, what I think happens a lot right now in the current political discourse is the political discourse is it needs to be more functional. It needs to be a little bit more structured. The thing is, what happens right now in the political discourse, first of all, the political debates are never very good. People really never make amazing arguments in political debates. And I mean, as someone who's debated in the past, they're usually very, very simple debates. Now, I do realize that part of this is for the good of the general public, that they want to be able to appeal to as many people as possible. But also, what happens is because they're trying so hard to appeal to the general public, you never necessarily get a sense of self about the person. Maybe you can see what their party's trying to represent, or maybe you can see where they stand in the party, but you're never going to necessarily gain a sense of self. Or people are going to maybe even, like someone who's running, may even alter their views to fit a political party that may not be their own specific views. And I think that right now, because the system is so polarizing, what people will do is they'll tend to vote more based on the person, or not based on the person, based on the person's political meanings or political party than the person themselves. This is the main issue right now with political argumentation. We're going to look at the other Zarevsky quote that was presented. Um, it's about gaining and using power, about collectively decision making for the public good, about mobilizing individuals in purest of common goals, about giving effective voice to shared hopes and fears. I think right now what's happening is people, the only idea that we have of a shared hope or a shared fear is one that's supposed to be representative of an entire party, but not necessarily representative of an individual. And the reason that happens right now is because of the way that the political process is discussed. We have these very common ideas. This is what a Democrat is. This is what a Republican is. Republican, are you pro-choice? No. Democrat, are you pro-choice? Yes. It's not really a there's not really any reason why the Republican is saying I'm pro-life, except for I'm a Republican, and the Democrat is saying I'm pro-life or I'm pro-choice because I'm a Democrat. These are things that are representative of their entire party. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that these people don't have individualized views, but I'm saying that their individualized views aren't really presented. You don't get an idea of the actual argument itself they're trying to make. You get this idea that they're trying to appeal to a specific party. So I believe that if scholars were to change the political argumentation process, they would make it more like a somewhat formalized debate. It couldn't just go, I'm for it for this reason or I'm against it for this reason. There has to be a warrant there. There has to be like a reason, can't just be that's my political party, that's what we believe, or even that's my religion. There has to be something there. There has to be a kind of framework. There has to be some sort of this because this because this. When we're able to see that, we're able to get a lot more about the individual, but we're also going to be able to see what they specifically could do for a party or what values they might represent in a party. Like, for example, say a Republican is going to run, but they have more of a libertarian stance. Maybe certain individual of those views will come up, whereas if a Democrat is trying to run where they might have socialist views, some of those will come up, but they're able to warrant them out. They're able to say, this is why I believe this, for this reason. When they're able to do that, that's really going to first of all, it's going to make the parties seem more obvious about what they vote for. It's going to make it more clear. And then people are going to be able to say, oh, well, that makes sense. I see that. That's why you're going for that. But it's also going to see how an individual is going to represent a party. Because an individual, as we all know, is not a party. An individual is just a representative for a party. We're going to be able to see people's individual views as they're represented for a party, where right now it's more of a party speaking than an individual. So, yeah, that's my answer for that.